Hey everybody, it's JLantis here and welcome back to another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Disney Store limited edition Moana dolls. So first of all, I haven't really decided whether I want to debox her or not, so in this video I'll just review her in the box, but maybe if I change my mind later, I will do an updated video with her out of the box. So you guys let me know in the comments below, what should I do? Let's start. Let's take a look at her box. I love her box. She is a first for a main princess or a main heroine doll with her borders not to be white. The other girls all have these white boxes, only the immediate window border it has the patterns, but for her she has this kind of mustardy yellow color and has like floral patterns. So I really love that. It has that very islandy feel to it, and I also love the immediate window pattern as well, this little edge here, and I love how the hibiscus flower is all over her design. As we move down, it says Disney's Moana, a limited edition one of 6,500. So a little trivia, the cool thing is that she is known as Vaiana in some countries. In Europe, I think, so for those territories, it would actually say Vaiana. So I think that's pretty awesome. Alright, so here is the side. And on the back, it tells you a little bit about her character and her doll and her design. Again, usually for other dolls it would say their movie name on the top, but I think due to the name difference across the globe, they didn't want to print so many variations. It doesn't have any name. And oh, this is a window pattern as well, but the difference from other dolls is that they don't actually say her name on the plastic. Again, I think due to the different nature of her name, they don't want to print so many variations. On the side window panel, I really love the swirls to represent the waves and the ocean. I really like that. And I also love how her box is not symmetrical. I mean, the windows, it's not a complete straight triangle. They kind of skewers down. Also the same on the top. And her box patterns are all glossed up. As you can see, the little pattern has a glossy finish to them. I really like it. Her box is very well made. Alright, so here is Moana partially out of the box. So she comes with a lot of stuff actually. So we're gonna start with Pua and Heihei down there because they're so adorable. Just look at Heihei's eyes. And his tail is shimmery. It's painted with a shimmery kind of paint. So you can see under certain lighting it will shimmer. And it's very movie accurate. And down there we have Pua. He is so adorable. Look at him. Just look at him. So they are standing on this little sandy mound kind of little thingy, and it's decorated with the shell that Moana wanted ever since he was a kid. And it also have like little footprints for Pua, his paw prints, hooves I suppose, and you also have Heihei's right here. So it's all decorated with sand, but they do kind of shed a little bit if you try to rub off or with your fingers. The only thing I don't quite like about the figures is that on top of Pua's head, they gave an indent, as you can see, for Heihei's feet to go. It looks okay if you're gonna place Heihei on top of him always, but if you're gonna take him out and take photos of him on his own, I think the dent is somewhat weird on his head, so I wish they could have left his head normal. Her background is her island. I really love the background. It has like kind of like a watercolory art style to it. Clouds, islands, and the sea is behind, and the bottom is the sand. So Moana is featured in her main outfits. On top she wears this flowery crown. It's mostly leaves but has some flowers in there, and I love the texture and the material they use for the leaves. It's sewn into her head, but it has an elastic band so you can adjust it if you should take her out. And looking at her face paint, so her face paint is gorgeous. So she has really strong eyebrows. It's really fierce, makes her look really determined on her mission. She doesn't have rooted eyelashes, but her eyelashes are painted very detailedly. Can you guys see? It's all feathered, and usually they don't do it with the paint, but it looks really lifelike. And if you notice, you can see that on the inner corners of her eyes, you can see some blackness, a little bit of dark shadow painted there, make it look like her eyes have more depth and more three-dimensional. So I like that as well. And she has some light rouge on her cheeks and on the tip of her nose, a little bit on her forehead between her eyebrows as well. And for her hair, she has her, of course, signature curly locks. It's not completely rock solid, but still it has enough product in it to keep the curls in shape. And moving down, we have her necklace. So it's nicely sculpted, nicely painted. The white parts have a pearlescent texture to them, and here is the actual pendant. If you open her necklace, it reveals a stone. I know what the stone is called, but I'm not going to say it for those who haven't seen the movie, but the stone is very important in the movie, so you guys will have to watch out for that. And moving down to her outfit, first up she has her little wrapped top, or tube top I suppose. It has these patterns embroidered and it has beading all across. I like the beading. And moving down to her skirt, first up she has like a little wrap around her waist, the same material, same embroideries and style as her top. So the skirt is the most detailed piece of clothing on her. It has 3 different layers. First up you have this little layer here. I love this tassels at the end. Look how beautiful is that. And the skirt overall material is like this woven kind of really earthy natural fabric. It have these kind of like half circles, clear pearls to mimic water droplets on her skirt. And something funny, I asked my friend how she thinks of it and she's like, they look like dried up hot glue. So they kind of do, but still they're very pretty and they do look like water droplets, and I really love this. They should have done the same on the limited edition Ariel's tails. That would have been so beautiful. So on the other layer, it has the longer part with the hibiscus flower embroideries, more water droplets, and more of these tassels. And underneath she have her little fringe here. So these are the fringe that they used on the classic doll. For me, they look better and they feel softer as well. As you can see, they have a sheen to them. But who knows, since they used it on the limited edition doll, this material is actually cost more than this one in real life. I don't know, but I would have to say I kind of prefer this material. Let's move down to her feetses. So she have these ankle bands that are decorated with, I think they're shells, and she is decorated with leaves. And finally, look at her sandy feet. Again, this has to be one of my favorite things on a Disney limited edition dolls. Look at that. And I'm so lucky my doll has just a moderate amount of sand. I've seen some dolls have like an increasing amount. It's like caked all together as if she dipped in a flower box or something, but I love that it's not too extreme on my doll. And now finally moving on to her oar. So her oar is huge and it's sculpted nicely and it's painted nicely. It's darker on the top to make it look like it's old. I love the patterns, and it's decorated with these feathers here. It also has like some wraps here. More sculpting goes on to the end of the oar. And if you're wondering if it has Maui signature on the back, it does not. I've already checked and I don't think it does, which is unfortunate because that would have been really cute. She also has an armband with flowers and more leaves. So for her articulation, she moves at her neck, her shoulders, her elbows, her wrists, her knees. Now this is different from the classic doll because the classic doll doesn't have knees and ankle joints, but she does, so that's pretty cool. And another cool thing is that she also has like a waist swivel joint, so that's the first time a Disney limited edition doll ever has a waist swivel joint, not counting the designer, so that's pretty awesome. So if you take her out, you can do lots of poses. Right, so overall I think she is an amazing doll. The only downside about her dolls is that she has a little bit too much of a sculpted pieces on her, the arm and the feet, and even up to the feathers. I might even forgive the feathers because it might be hard to find tiny feathers, but for the leaves, they already used on her head, so I think they could have easily used on her arms and ankles as well. So for that, I would have to give her 4.5 out of 5. Oh, and here is her certificate of authenticity. Mine is 4791 out of 6.5. Alrighty, so I think that wraps up my review on the Disney Store Limited Edition Moana doll. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the doll. Have you guys seen the movie yet? What is her name called in your country? And let me decide whether I should debox her or not. I'm having this dilemma mainly because she looks pretty much complete in her box. I get it for like dolls with big poofy skirts because you wanna like take out the skirt and spread out, but for her, she's pretty much set in her own box, so that's why I'm having this dilemma. But right now, thank you so much for watching. You can also check me out on Instagram at JLantisToys for more photos, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye!